How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the diecast of the week. And here is the hood of the next car I'm going to review, and it is Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s All-Star car from 2016. So here's the car in the flash. I'll give you a quick little tour of what is up with this car. We got the white hood here, Mountain Dew on the front, Mountain Dew on the side, Nationwide, Axalta, Silver 88. You got stars here on the side with the green stripes. You got Nationwide here on the deck lid. You got Mountain Dew here on the back. And it's the same on this side as it is on this side. So let's talk about this car. First of all, I love the green. The green is absolutely beautiful. And if I recall, green isn't necessarily a color that most people want on their cars. But I disagree, because green is so unique, it immediately makes the car stand out. Because you got the dark green here on the side with the stripes, and then the bigger stripe here on the bottom is more like a lime green, if you will. Now the next thing I also want to talk about is the spacing of the decals. Because you see the spacing here, like where the Mountain Dew logo is, and then Nationwide and Axalta, it's all perfect. So what's going on here with this car is that because you got the Mountain Dew here, like there's no awkward spacing. Like for the most part, everything is filled up. It'd be great to have some more like contingencies in the back, but for all that it's worth, it's pretty much fine for me. Now in terms of design, the unique design is absolutely perfect. Because it's like what you have going on here is that it is Mountain Dew, so you're still going with the green look, but this car was raised the weekend before Memorial Day weekend. So it was supporting the troops. So you try to go with like the American flag look because you got the stars here and then you got a couple of stripes. So it's kind of like the American flag. And so because of that, I really like that it makes the car as a whole unique. And I do appreciate how the 88 is silver because I could see them going with red, but I don't think it would have been as strong. Plus, if I do this, the 88 shines because it's more of a silver versus it being gray. And then the last little detail I love on the car is that on each of the tires, you see how it's red on top? It says support our troops on the tire. So I think it was a nice little detail that they have on that 88 car. And as I've said before, absolutely beautiful car. It is so beautiful, and I'm going to give this car, Dale Earnhardt Jr. 2016 Mountain Dew Chevrolet, 5 stars. So as I've said before, definitely a beautiful car. And now the question for myself is, what car should I go ahead and talk about next? Well, let's go and do Dale Jr.'s first car when he drove with Hendrick Motorsports. Yep, I'm talking about Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s 2008 Amp Energy Chevrolet. Quick little tour of the car here. You got the aqua top here with the hood. And you got a little bit of like, I wouldn't say glitter, but it's like, you got little glistening specks on the green, which is really interesting, honestly. Then you got the white side here, red 88. You got Mountain Dew here on the side instead of Amp Energy. National Guard, Amp, and then on top, National Guard on the deck lid and on the back. And then, yep, it says Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the top because you know it's Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car. Now, as I've said with the previous car, green is great. I absolutely love the green, and I'm disappointed more cars don't drive green. Because, I mean, if you look at the background already, there are no green cars at all on my pedestal. And they're all 2016, 2017 cars, and there's 25 of them. None of them are green until I got this car. So, but anyway, with this car, I love the green, and especially in 2008, it makes the car stand out. Now, before the 18 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, their sponsor was Interstate Batteries, and they had a green car as well. But in 2008, Kyle Busch went over to the 18 ride, and the sponsor then was switched to M&M's, meaning that that car was no longer going to be green. Now, yeah, Interstate Batteries was still a sponsor in that car, but it was for like 3 or 4 races. So we needed a green car. So what happened? Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Amp Energy came together, and this car raced for about half the season or so. Now, also on this car, the decals on this car are definitely necessary. Because remember how I mentioned that on the side it says Mountain Dew, not Amp Energy? Because if you think about it, if you try to put this logo or even this logo here on the side, it would not work. Just the way how, like, because you see how it's like, and it has that circle, that would just seem awkward considering like it'll be cut off here with the window. And then if you maybe even try doing the idea of like having just the word amp on there without any like oval or anything like that around there, wouldn't make any sense, and it would honestly will not look as good as it is right here. Now what's also great about this car too is that it introduces a new number design. Because one fear I had once when it was announced that Dale Earnhardt Jr. was going to go to Hendrick Motorsports and the number was going to be 88, I thought the 8 design was going to be like what Jimmy Johnson has back here. Fortunately, that's not the case, and even though Jr.'s with Hendrick Motorsports, he is able to build a new identity. And with the unique 88 design, it makes the car as a whole unique, and it gives it that new identity that Dale Jr. was looking for. And then finally, the other thing I also love too is, remember how I mentioned that Amp Energy was one of 2 sponsors that sponsored the 88 car? The other sponsor was National Guard, right here. Now what's nice about these 2 cars is that they are 2 totally different sponsors, but they are able to work with each other and give almost identical cars. Because you see here, it's pretty much different companies on each part, like to a T. Because everywhere you see National Guard, Mountain Dew / Amp Energy is opposite on the other vehicle. And I appreciate that 2 companies were willing to work together to give one identity to Dale Earnhardt Jr. So overall, I'm definitely glad that this car exists, and I'm going to give Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s 2008 Amp Energy Chevrolet 5 stars. This is the first video I'm giving both cars 5 stars, and that's just simply because Dale Jr., if I remember correctly, he does have a say in what his paint schemes look like, and considering what he's given, he does an absolutely fantastic job giving us some very cool design looking cars. So I'll go ahead and put these 2 together. Now the one big difference is that Amp Energy and Mountain Dew, or what happened was Amp Energy kind of left off of Mountain Dew, so Mountain Dew was left to sponsor the 88, which is fine because it's kind of one and the same company. But because of that, the color has changed, because Amp Energy had more of like that darker green look, while Mountain Dew has more of that lime color. But regardless, green is green. What's also cool too is throughout all the years, the 88 font has remained the same ever since its inception in 2008. And fun fact, next year it will be the 10th anniversary that Dale Jr. has raced at Hendrick Motorsports. Also, this is the first time in the series that I reviewed a Car Tomorrow car. And sure, the Car Tomorrow isn't necessarily a pretty car, but again, Dale Jr. dealt with the fact that it was a Car Tomorrow, and he played it to his advantage and giving us a very beautiful car on the racetrack. I wish that car won more, but it is what it is. So overall, 2 very beautiful cars, and I'm going to wrap up this video right here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any suggestions on what other cars you want me to review, let me know. And you're going to keep going. Diecast of the Week, you'll see that every Wednesday. Griff Talks is on Friday, and you'll see my other NR 2003 projects sometime down the road. So thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.